Hello, Miss Carol Walters. How you doing this Sunday morning? What a pretty day here. Hello, John. Good morning. I believe that's the first time I've seen you in here. Hello, Two Eggs. Good morning to you. Yeah, it's a beautiful Texas morning here. I'm going to get outside and do something today. Yep, crazy time. They tried to repeal this thing and it didn't pass through the not Democrats, but from the deal. Yeah, I hadn't seen your name before. Welcome, John. Get a pretty good bunch of folks hanging out in here. What part of the country are you from? He done been outside twice, running around like crazy. I made him some chicken and rice, and he done down that. So now he's sprawled out on the floor, taking a nap. Niagara Falls, okay. You're still a little nippy up there where you at, isn't it? Okay, don't wear your knees out too bad. Yeah, it's pretty here. You know what? Hey, DJ, how you doing this bright sunshiny morning? Or it's bright and sunshiny here. Yeah, they are pretty, aren't they, Carol? Woo. Well, keep it up there, John. Mm-mm-mm. I need to do that same thing. I got, I pretty well got a day scheduled already. Yeah, I've been up there. I never did go on any of the boat rides or anything, but Good morning, Miss Fairy Dust. My deal was I just didn't have the time. They tell me you need to see them from both the Canadian side and the American side to really appreciate what's going on. What are you doing, chocolate lady? Well, I hope nobody's got a headache or a hangover from a wild night. Oh, that's neat. I'll have to go check that out, John. That's the one thing on there you can't never tell. you you can't never tell what you're gonna come up with on this channel. Sound like everybody's busy today. Yep. DJ's got a neat channel. I like to build stuff. A lot of mine is a lot of that. This crazy little bulldog I got. Some on that. Some on riding a motorcycle. Mm. My wife was an artist. She could do anything with a paintbrush. She hated an airbrush. Used to crack me up. Yeah, you can get that traveling bug pretty easy, DJ. Well, fair dust, I'm with you. I'm not a wine drinker. I'll drink a mixed drink once in a while, but I never have found a bottle of wine that I really liked. Well, if you ever do decide you're going to drink, well, you'll be prepared, fair dust. You got to have some wine to cook with sometime. You know, Carol, after I came back from Vietnam, the only kind of way I wanted to get wet was in a shower. It took me a long time to get to work. get in a hot tub or a swimming pool or river. I had a friend of mine that was a really good cook, and I don't think he cooked anything he didn't put wine in it. I gotta fix me something to eat here in a minute. Well, you got a taste of it, fairy dust, and make sure it hadn't turned. You needed that at Ironwood, didn't you? I said you needed the wine at Ironwood. It's pretty, not much wind here this morning. It's cool this morning, but not cold. Mom likes to cook with that wine, huh? Yeah, she could do it so easy with a paintbrush that she just never would get into the airbrush. Yeah, well, I pulled out just ahead of that storm, but they didn't get much. You got to understand, my wife was a hard-headed Indian. She was very good. She's a world-class artist, but she that one way was the way she was really good at it. I can draw. Oh yeah, they do some awesome work with them airboat brushes. But my wife would just crack me up. The one thing she couldn't do was like a building, something had a straight line to it. He gave her the blues. I'd sit there and draw buildings for her on the painting, and then she'd go in and do everything else. A person or animal or something like that, it wasn't no problem for her. Yeah, she did too. In fact, that's the way I met her. She had contracted for 18 by 140-foot wall mural. Like I say, I can draw, but I can't paint. I've got enough. I'm colorblind at shades, so boy, I'd really screw one up. There was a guy I knew that was a big paint contractor and painted these high dollar houses, and somebody would bring a sample to him of the color they wanted in a room, and he was just colorblind as hell. He couldn't tell the difference. And he'd just paint the sample where it matched the paint he had. He got by with that for years. You go out west, and boy, you see some pretty murals. Only trouble she had with murals was uh, having to get up close to a wall and paint, and she'd lose perspective on it. I finally taught her how to scale that stuff out. Of course, I had to do on the steel work. So Carol, I think Cookie's gone someplace. He's gone chasing waterfalls, I believe. He was doing all right though. Did you do anything like motorcycle helmets or tanks or stuff like that, John? I've got a Harley Davidson with a sidecar on it, John, and I was going to get it repainted. $8,000. You can get a tank and two fenders and a fairing. and then the sidecar is just one color. That might be something to look into. I couldn't believe it was that expensive. Yeah, last time I talked to Cookie Fairy Dust, he said he was going to a secret waterfall. So I ain't no telling where he's at. Hmm. I think I must have made Kenny mad. He wanted to come up one night, and I had somebody else coming up. Hello, Rango. And told him we'd do it the next night, and he hadn't been back since. So I don't know. Might have made him mad. When you get people up on screen, if you get more than two more people up, a lot of the time the internet just can't handle it. And people get to talking all over each other. You doing all right, Rango? Fairy Dust. If you can, why don't you put John's uh, URL up on it on the screen? Person wants to look. There's something to do all the time. And John Poe. How's it listed, John? Maybe we can get him a little traffic. Thank you, Fairy Dust. And if you do one more for me, Fairy Dust, at DJ's Adventures and Beyond. Thank you, Fairy Dust. I appreciate it. It sure don't hurt for us to help each other out on this thing. You didn't know you was gonna get put to work, did you, Fairy Dust? Hmm. Finally, what? You might as well put your channel up there too, Fairy Dust. I was fixing to say, who's Dingo? Yeah, well, there for a while I was sick, and then the computer was down there 2 or 3 months. I didn't do anything, and I'm sort of playing catch up now. I thought you put a video up of when you were entered that bikini contest, Fairy Dust. Yeah, I tell you what, some of these people do a fantastic videoing job. It might have been Captain Jack. Yeah, I haven't put any videos up in a long time. When I think about bikini, I don't think about Captain Jack. I have to admit. Captain Jack would fit right in that magic circle, wouldn't he? In quartzite. I'm just exactly the opposite of the captain. I'm gonna have jeans and a shirt on anytime you see me. What are you video editing with, Rango, DJ, or John? Any of y'all? DJ, it seems like you pick the subs up off videos and you pick the watch hours up off your live stream. It needs to be a little bit of both. Kept good. I like to do a lot of voiceovers, and I couldn't figure out how to do that on CapCut. All right, be looking forward to it. Well, I guess I better get off this thing and get busy. I appreciate y'all all coming in. If you think about it, if you haven't subbed, and ring that bell. Y'all have a good Sunday.